This is a terrible story that happened to me while working as a dog sitter. One day, I found a person on the internet who said he would pay a lot of money for a dog sitter, and since his house was not far away, I decided to take care of his dog for 3 days. When I arrived in front of his house, there was a "Beware of Dogs" sign on the door, and the smell of rotting food was in the air. I knocked on the door and heard a man's voice from inside. He said,
"The door is open, come in."
And then I heard a barking sound. The barking sounded like that of a vicious dog. I got a little anxious. When I opened the door and went in, I couldn't see anyone in the house. I said,
"Are you there?"
And I could hear the dog panting in the living room. The sound came closer and closer. While I was looking around for the owner, the dog appeared out of nowhere and I yelled out in surprise. The only thing is, it wasn't a dog. It was a person crawling on all fours and approaching me like they are a pet. He appeared to be a man in his 30s. There was a dog collar around his neck. He was also wearing fur-like fabric that covered his entire body and had an artificial tail attached to his buttocks. He said to me,
"You're the one who will take care of me for the next 3 days? Nice to meet you."
He shook his butt wildly and his tail wagged. Then he continued walking on all fours, now toward the kitchen, and said,
"The food is in here. These are meats that are hard to find."
He opened the refrigerator door by moving his hand like a dog moving its paw. Inside it was a pile of large, deep red chunks of meat. For some reason, I got goosebumps and took a step back. He then ran up to me, slammed his head into my leg, and screamed.
"Are you going to keep standing there blankly like that? Pat my head! Pat my head!"
I was so confused and horrified that I screamed out. Then he started licking my hand. A few seconds later, a terrible stench hit my nose and I immediately felt dizzy and nauseous. I pushed him away and started running to the door when he started barking. His bark was startlingly dog-like. I kicked open the front door and started running. While running, I made the mistake of looking back. He was chasing after me on all fours at incredible speed. I was so shocked that I felt like I was going to faint. I screamed out like crazy for help.
"Help! There's a crazy dog here!"
People stuck their heads out of their windows to look and see what was happening. And when they saw the man running towards me, their eyes widened. Before I knew it, the crazy dog man was in front of me, and he started panting and lifting his lips to bare his teeth. I could see his dark gums and yellow, large teeth. He growled and lunged at me, my legs shaking like crazy. At that moment, a man came running with a baseball bat and yelled at the crazy dog guy to go away. The crazy guy saw him and started barking wildly. The crazy dog guy went after the man and bit his leg, and he panicked and hit the crazy dog guy on the head with a bat. Thankfully, that made him run away, making a noise similar to a dog whining. The whole scene was unbelievable, and I was so shaken up that I could barely catch my breath. The man had teeth marks and some blood on his leg, but he said it was not a serious injury and went into his house to bandage it. I thanked him countless times, and he said to me,
"This is not the first incident like this. In the past, a young man went into that house to work as a pet sitter and was bitten by that crazy guy, leaving him with 30 stitches on his leg. And that crazy guy has been to jail once before. Once that crazy guy bites you, he won't let you go unless you hit him on the head. Remember, you should really hit him on the head with all your might."
After that, I never worked as a dog sitter again. I sometimes wonder, who was that crazy guy and what is he doing now?